Welcome to my channel. As the last video for this year, I decided to find for myself several coloring challenges for the next year, because honestly during December my coloring mojo was quite low. I literally pushed myself to the table, knowing that there is very limited time to do all the Christmas pictures which I had promised. So I decided that in order to restore my coloring mojo, maybe I need some new ideas for the new year. So I made several points. The first one is to use my Derwent Inktense pencils more frequently. As I don't color anymore in the books by Lizzie Mary Cullen, I need to find another book where they would match the style of art and where paper allows me to use them. And I thought that maybe for my first challenge for Derwent Inktense, I can try to use A Lion Word by Kirby Razanes. It's just Ukrainian edition. So I hope that maybe if paper allows me, Inktense will help me to do at least a first layer, and then I can work with pencils. So promise number one, to try to use Derwent Inktense more frequently. My second promise is to start my beautiful books about nature, and they are Paul Brun Amazon and Leila Dewey Beautiful Planet. They have all things which I love in coloring books. You know that I love to color nature, I love to color interesting and beautiful plants, flowers, and I love to color them on good paper. That's exactly what we have here. Very nice books, beautiful, and a very good paper. If you ask me why I hadn't started them yet, I don't know. Again, lack of time, trying to color in those books which I use more frequently, so I'm already used to the style. Well, here of course for me will be quite interesting to test watercolor also. From my personal feeling, paper has to allow me to use with water-soluble media. I hope that at least for backgrounds it will be possible, but I think that at least polychromos I definitely can use here on this paper, and polychromos are my favorite sets when I need to do realistic botanical illustrations. Well, my next promise will be to finally start and to color each month's picture for zodiac sign. From Anna Eva Marchinska, it's Tales from the Stars. In this book we have pictures, several pictures for each zodiac sign, so I hope that I will manage to find more or less complicated picture from each part. I do love that some of them are grayscale, some of them are line art. I hope that at least once a month I will find time for that. Again, book is printed on amazing paper, exactly what I love. It's off-white with perfect texture. It's very pleasant to look at, it's very pleasant to hold, even to touch. So I hope that at least something in zodiac I will do. And I think that January will be perfect time to finally start, from the first month until the last month. I don't believe in this zodiac, but the idea itself, it's interesting to color something about zodiac, not because I believe, but simply because I love the art style of it. Okay, so next we move to the book which I really want to finish. You know that so far I have only one finished book. I plan to finish my second one, and again it's Matchstick Mouse spring book. It has 2 unfinished pictures. I hope that I will do it very quickly. And my third book, which is closest to the finish, it's Main Street by Teresa Goodrich. Here it won't be very easy to finish it, because a majority of the most interesting shops and buildings I have already finished. I have only a couple of pictures which are really very interesting and challenging, with beautiful color combos, with beautiful compositions and interesting look of the street, look of the building. Like this one I do love. This one is okay. This one with cinema is okay, and also, well, pictures like this one where we have the outer part of the street. But the difficulty is that many pictures are like this one and this one, which is even worse. I am not very inspired to color, but if I want to finish it, I somehow need to color them. I decided that maybe I will finish the rest of interesting pictures. For me, this one is interesting. This one is not. So I will do everything interesting and then somehow quickly, maybe without a lot of efforts, I will finish remaining pictures just to have one finished book by Teresa Kudrich, because I think that I color in Teresa very frequently. She is my most frequently used artist. Sorry if it's not possible to say so, most frequently used artist. But anyway, and even if I color a lot of her pictures, I still don't have any finished books, because I have a huge collection of her Creative Heaven books, but at least one I really want to finish. I hope that it will be Main Street. Well, that was another promise. And finally, not finally, but the next point in my to-do list will be to do a page from Colorless Kingdom at least every 2 months. Now when I think about book with beautiful people, especially beautiful mythical fantasy creatures, that's definitely Colorless Kingdom. Since I decided that I won't be coloring any Selina Fenech book, she is now person non grata on my coloring table, I decided that why don't I dedicate my time when I want to color some fantasy pictures to Chris Ortega. For now I own 3 of her books, and honestly, if she publish more, I will be purchasing her books more, because even in black and white, I totally love her art. Just looking at them, touching this soft touch cover of her books, it's a big pleasure. But I also already got used to her paper. It's thin Amazon paper, but it's possible to color here, especially combining markers and pencils. And here we have such a beautiful pictures in all 3 parts. So I promise myself that at least every 2 months I will try to do something in Chris Ortega. I think that it won't be possible to color more frequently because they are very detailed, they are time consuming, but 1 in 2 months it's possible. And finally, I promise myself to do 2 marathons. I think that 1 month I will do a royalty marathon for myself, because I have many books from various artists where we can find pictures for royalty theme. Just during 1 minute I grabbed from my shelf several books where it's possible to find pictures for royalty. During next 10 minutes probably I will find another 20 books. First I have these beautiful Kings and Queens of England. Next I have Queens of Poland. And in many other books I have pictures where we have some characters with crowns. For example, here in Escape to Oz, I have this amazing, magnificent looking pair of portraits. Yes, they are royal mice, but I don't mind to color mice, especially the Mouse King. He's so fashionable. And it will be a good practice to do more gemstones, to do those pearls. Well, it will be interesting. For example, here we have also many characters. Here we have this lovely lady, for example. In Enchanting Fairy Tale scenes, also several pictures, but my first choice would be this one. So I need a royalty marathon. I think about April. And second marathon which I need to do, it's mythographic series marathon, because again, when I look at my pile of mythographic books, I can't even hold them for longer than 30 seconds. They are so heavy and pile is so huge. I think that I can do for myself a year-long marathon with just mythographic books, and I never would be bored. But I think that I can dedicate 1 month to this beautiful series if I want to justify purchasing new books in this series. Well, I think that at least some of the items from my to-do list for the next year, they will be interesting for you, and I hope that such fun list of things, it will remind me from time to time to use not only limited amount of my most frequently used books like Kanoka Yagusa or Teresa Goodrich, but to look at my shelf and to use a wider variety of books. It will be more interesting and more challenging for me. Thank you. I wish you a happy new year, and I hope to meet you during January.